Dillon, obviously, you have some big shoes to fill with Terrell gone. What's got to happen in that line? I mean, in that room, does everybody have to kind of raise their level? Or?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, defensively, we lost a lot of the pieces that we had last year, and the whole team-wise, we've spoken to the journey that we went on last year, and in a lot of ways, we're ahead of where we were last year because we know what it takes to get to that end point of a Big 12 title. But in a lot of ways, we're behind where we were last year. So I think when you speak to the journey piece of it, it's a totally different journey this year, and so. Speaking to the linebackers, I mean, there's been unbelievable growth this spring, and been really proud of the young guys and the way that they've embraced the work that we've gone under, and how they've approached their learning. They've really attacked it, and just really proud to be a part of that room.
And what have you done individually, or what are you trying to work on to maybe raise your game a little?
Um, I mean, there's always the basics. You always try to work on your strengths and then get better at your weaknesses. Felt like I played the run pretty well last year, but just continuing to work eyes and zone coverage, eyes and man coverage, just those basic football fundamentals that everybody's trying to work on. But it's the little things that will make you great, and so just trying to really be detailed about the footwork, the eyes, the hands, the feet, because an inch here or there, you see the Big 12 title game, it'll make a world of difference. So just focusing on those details and taking a slight edge approach to get to the next level.
How have the younger guys responded to you? Because obviously you played alongside with a lot of big defensive playmakers now in the NFL draft and ready for it. So, what's the response of the younger guys, just knowing that you've been in the trenches with the institution?
I hope they respect me a little bit. It's good. Terrell and Petey have a little bit different leadership style than me. I think that the young guys see me as a little bit more nerdy than those guys. I'm a little bit more academic in that way. But I mean, I try to connect with those young guys and really get to know them as people. Our whole thing is person over player, and so that's been a huge focus of mine over the course of the last few months, is trying to get to know the guys, especially in the linebacker room, but all across the team. We had a few mid-year guys come in, and so those guys are supposed to be in high school. I was at that point at one time, and I know how hard that transition can be. And so just getting to know those guys, getting to know their needs, and kind of catering to their needs, and making sure that they feel comfortable so that they are in a space where they can grow and take their next step to whatever that is for them.
How different do you feel like the personality maybe of this defense is this year compared to what you had last year?
I think in a lot of ways we're still trying to find that because the personality piece was so strong last year because, I mean, Petrie, JT, they're always joking around in meetings. They're just like really lighthearted guys. And we have a lot of those pieces right now. I mean, Snacks is a lighthearted guy like that. He learned from those guys in that way. Apu's a lighthearted guy, but I mean, we're still forming that identity. And I think, I mean, we're only however many months out from last year, going through 2 months of summer, and then a month straight together before the first game, and then 3 months before the championship games. I mean, that's where the identity is really formed, and so just looking ahead to that, we're really excited about that piece, and we're going to try to be intentional as we move forward and try to be positive with those pieces. So.
How much does it help that this will be the third year in the same system for you and a few other defensive starters?
Yeah, it helps tremendously. I mean, you take first it's okay, where do I line up? What's my alignment? What's my assignment? And then you can move to okay, what's the other backer's alignment and assignment? And then it's what's the rest of the defense's alignment and assignment? And then it's why are we doing this defensively? And then you move to that last step of what's the offense doing to attack what we're doing. And so there's always levels to it. And so, I mean, early on I was doing a lot of what am I doing? Where should my eyes be? And at certain times it's still like that. And it's always good to have those reminders. And as we put in new defenses, it is still like that. But I mean, just looking at my tape, the first year I was here to the second year, I mean, it's a world of difference from when it comes to what I was focusing on, and so I'm hoping to take another step there. this year and kind of transfer my knowledge to the guys around me, because it's all about what I'm leaving behind, and so I want to leave those guys in a great position.
Do you enjoy getting to those deeper levels of the playbook, and kind of do the coaches enjoy having someone who can on the field with so much experience who can help them go that extra step?
I hope so. I mean, you'll have to ask Coach Roberts about that, but I think sometimes I think I can annoy him a little bit, but because we were in the phone room the other day and offense got into empty, and we had a certain call on, and I was like, hey, why don't we go to this call? And he's like, well, I didn't want to put that in yet because of X, Y, or Z, and so it's good to have those conversations. But yeah, it's definitely a fulfilling process. I mean, you guys have gone through it with media training and asking questions and getting better at that. I mean, it's the same thing with learning football skills. There's always a new level to it, and it's one of the most enjoyable experiences I've had, is just always digging and always asking questions and having that learner's mindset, because we talk about learning versus knowing, and always being a learner and always trying to grow and pushing the knowledge on that you have. But then at the same time questioning yourself and always taking that next step and always trying to learn and grow, and I think that's what it's about right now.
Obviously still a lot of room for growth, but at this point, is there a certain position group or anything on the defensive side that you think has kind of stepped up that you feel like will lead the charge this year on defense?
I think the different position groups lead the charges in their own different ways. I'm really proud of how the defensive backfield has stepped up, because there are a lot of young guys thrust into roles there, and we do have some experienced guys that are also thrust into new roles when it comes to leadership. With the names that come to mind are Mark Milton, Al Walcott, and then we have Devin Lemire and Christian's taking on a new role as a leader, and I mean, Cisco Casson is doing an unbelievable job, and those guys have a really bright future, and Snacks too. Those guys have a really bright future, and those guys really enjoy the football part of things. It's really refreshing walking into a meeting room and those guys are asking football questions, and they're so curious about what we can be doing better, and it's really awesome to have those deeper conversations with such young guys, because I mean, those guys are ahead of their age, and so I'm just hoping to pass a little bit of what I know on to them, and I'm learning from them along the way when it comes to coverage and things like that. So,
Dillon, you're still planning to coach, right?
No idea.
Oh, really?
No idea. Yeah, I just want to have fun with whatever I do, and yeah.
I guess everybody just assumes it.
Yeah, I want to take football as far as I can, but yeah, okay. We'll see. Hopefully it's a ways away to deciding what I want to do. So,
okay.
Yeah.
Did he call you Diesel?
Yeah.
When did that nickname?
I don't know. That was a thing. That was a nickname that was thrown around
Is that when you
early on. Yeah, and I commented it on somebody's Instagram, and then it became a name from there. But yeah, it's a good name. Yeah.
Hey Dillon, Golden Bruisers was last night.
Yep.
Football did pretty well there. What was that? And just the chemistry, the camaraderie, it seems it's getting closer. What was that like, just to be there with your peers?
Yeah, I mean, Baylor athletics is having an unbelievable time. We've had a historic couple past years, and just getting awards as a team at that banquet means a lot. I mean, it's it comes from the top down. Mac Rhodes sets a really good example for us as student athletes, as as staff members at Baylor, and he really leads by example. And then you look at Coach Aranda and the other coaching staffs, Coach Drew. Every coach that I've had interactions with has been humble, has been kind, has been Lord serving, and it's just been ever since I've gotten here, I've never stopped being thankful for that approach that people bring here, and I hope I never stop being thankful for that, because it's really one of the joys of life. So.